We got bing, boom, bow.
Tusk.
Tusk.
This movie
This movie
almost made it
almost
into
made
my
it into my
video
video
on the
on the
darkest
darkest.
endings. But honestly, the
The
entire
entire
film is
film
so
is so
disturbing.
disturbing.
It's dark from beginning to end.
Hmm.
Wallace,
Wallace, a smug, arrogant young man, co-hosts a podcast with his friend Teddy, a kid who became famous after accidentally cutting off his own leg on video. But when he arrives, he finds out the boy has died by suicide. Unable to cope with the bullying and pressure that he stumbles upon a strange handwritten who quits. Howard, eccentric but seemingly kind, offers him tea, begins to recount his time stranded at sea, surviving for months with nothing but a walrus he named Mr. Tusk for company. As the conversation drags on, Wallace starts to feel dizzy, and then everything goes black. A man named Howard, who claims to have incredible life stories to tell. Intrigued, Wallace heads to Howard's remote mansion deep in the woods. Howard, eccentric but seemingly kind, offers him tea and begins to recount his time stranded at sea, surviving for months with nothing but a walrus he named Mr. Tusk for company. As the conversation drags on, Wallace starts to feel dizzy, and then everything goes black. When he wakes up, Wallace discovers he's been drugged, his leg amputated, and he's now a prisoner. Howard lies, saying a venomous spider bit him, and doctors had to operate to save his life. But Wallace quickly realizes the truth. He's trapped, phoneless, and this has all been an elaborate setup. Slowly, Howard reveals his true plan, to transform Wallace, both physically and mentally, into a walrus. Meanwhile, Wallace's girlfriend Allison and his friend Teddy, who share a strained relationship and a backstory of betrayal, start to worry after receiving a strange, fragmented voicemail from him. They go to the police, but are dismissed. Eventually, they find help from an eccentric French-Canadian detective who has been tracking a serial killer responsible for dozens of disappearances. He informs them that Howard has been kidnapping men for years in his twisted quest to create a human walrus hybrid, his idealized version of Mr. Tusk. Back at the mansion,
Mr.
Wallace is subjected
Tusk.
to a series of
Like, who be thinking of these movies? Like, who woke up and was saying, I'm gonna make a movie about this man that's a reporter and he go around laughing at people's story and laugh at it, but the nigga died, so another nigga found out about it and hit him up and was like, yeah, pull up to my shit, I'll give you a story, and then turn you to a walrus? Never seen that. Never, never seen that.
brutal surgeries and forced conditioning. Howard mutilates him, sews a walrus suit from stitched together skin, cuts out his tongue, feeds him raw fish, and makes him behave like an animal. The transformation is total, body and mind. Wallace can no longer speak. His humanity begins to slip away. Eventually, Howard dons a walrus suit himself and forces Wallace into a symbolic fight inside a makeshift indoor pool. He wants Mr. Tusk to finally be strong enough to kill him, something the real walrus wasn't able to do. Wallace, now fully consumed by his new identity, impales him with his tusks. When Allison, Teddy, and the detective arrive, they find Wallace mutilated beyond recognition, his mind shattered, trapped in a monstrous form. They can't bring themselves to kill him, so they let him live. 1 year later, Allison and Teddy visit Wallace, who now resides in an abandoned wildlife sanctuary. He lives in a murky enclosure like an actual walrus, cut off from the world, incapable of speech or connection. Allison tosses him a raw fish and tells him she still loves him. Wallace begins to cry. A flashback shows a moment between them, where they once discussed how tears are what make us human. That final tear suggests that, somewhere deep inside the monster, a flicker of his humanity remains. Martyrs. The story begins with a young girl named Lucy who escapes from an abandoned warehouse where she was subjected to extreme torture and abuse. She was malnourished, chained to a chair, and forced to live in inhumane conditions. Years later, Lucy is still haunted by the trauma of her past. Her only friend and confidant is Anna, who stays by her side despite everything. 15 years after her escape, Lucy tracks down a family she believes were her tormentors. In a sudden act of violence, she breaks into their home and murders all of them, parents and children alike. She then calls Anna and confesses what she has done. Anna arrives at the scene, horrified by the massacre, but Lucy insists they were guilty. As Anna tries to understand what happened, Lucy begins to experience terrifying attacks by a monstrous figure. From Anna's perspective, we see the truth. The creature isn't real. It's a hallucination born from Lucy's trauma. And she is, in fact, harming herself. Consumed by guilt and unable to escape her visions, Lucy takes her own life. Devastated, Anna stays behind in the house, and while exploring, she accidentally discovers a secret door into her head. Anna frees her and tries to help, but the woman, deeply traumatized, mutilates herself. Her armed stranger storms the house and kills her. Anna is captured by these strangers, who reveal themselves to be part of a secret organization. Their goal, to uncover what lies beyond death by subjecting people to unbearable physical and psychological torment. They believe that through extreme suffering, certain individuals can reach a state of transcendence, becoming martyrs capable of glimpsing the afterlife. Anna is imprisoned, beaten, and subjected to relentless abuse. Eventually, they remove the skin from her body while keeping her stripped completely of identity and miraculously, Anna survives the procedure and enters a deep, altered mental state. An elderly man, the leader of the organization, approaches Anna and asks if she saw the other world. Anna whispers something in her. Whatever she says is so disturbing or so profound that the woman takes her own life shortly after, leaving the rest of the group stunned without answers. The film ends with Anna, still alive, disconnected from reality, lying. The message remains ambiguous. What did she see? Was the afterlife so terrifying, or so beautiful, that life no longer had meaning? House of 1,000 Corpses. Please don't judge me, but this is honestly one of my favorite movies. The story begins on October 30, 1977, with a twisted local TV segment hosted by the one and only Captain Spaulding, owner of the gas station Ford Museum Library. During the intro, armed robbers storm in, but Spaulding fights them off, setting the tone for what's to come. Later, a group of young travelers are driving, documenting bizarre roadside attractions for work. They stop at Spaulding's shop and are fascinated by his horror-themed setup and one legend in particular, Dr. Satan, a mad surgeon who supposedly experimented on asylum patients in a quest to create superhumans. Locals say he was hanged from a tree, but his body mysteriously vanished. After some prodding, Spaulding draws them a map to the tree. On their way, they pick up a hitchhiker, a baby, quirky, flirtatious girl who claims to live in the tree and offers help if the car breaks down. They end up at the baby's home, where they meet fire. The baby's seductive and sinister mother with fire. Her sadistic brothers, including the psychotic Drifter, the silent giant Tiny, with creepy hands, as well as some other deranged characters. What begins as an off dinner spirals into full bloom. The group is attacked and taken captive. From there, it's a descent into sadism and madness. Bill is grotesquely mutilated and turned into a fish boy sideshow prop. Mary tries to escape, but is ultimately killed. Jerry and Denise are separated and subjected to nightmares